How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to the last game day of the week for Draftstars. We get into our Sunday games here. We've got the Broncos versus the Cowboys and also the Eagles up against the Dogs. So we'll jump into those two contests there and just show you all the different players. So an interesting video, this one, because we have three guys who had a really high salary cap. So we haven't seen many this week that are over the 20,000 mark, and that's Tommy Turbo. We have DCE and also Payne Haas, so really high, that 22,450. So the strategy this week, I think we're going to have to try and merge a few cheapies in with some of the big guys, because they have that opportunity to hit sort of 70 plus, which is going to be really important, and trying to get a few of those cheapies that can get you that 30 odd to 40, maybe even a 50 if you're lucky. There's a must-have in the forward section that I want you to stick around for, which a few of you guys will probably know who that is, but we'll get into that as we go through the video. So I've got 12 guys of interest across these three sections, and there's actually 6 of some interest here in the outside backs. And the first one's going to be obviously Tommy Turbo at 20,000. And his price coming in at 24.7 average across his first 2 games, obviously really low. But they come up against the Dogs, who are a little bit better this year, but Manly boys really have to bounce back. And there's every chance that Tommy could come out and pick up 100 this week. So up to you how you want to play this. If you have him, a lot of people will. He could go boom and get you in that top sort of 100, 150, or if you miss out on, if you leave him out and he goes well, then you're obviously not going to go well yourself. But if he doesn't go well, you could also bump yourself up in front of a lot of players here. So very interesting to think about with Tommy, and maybe just work it out with your salary cap as to which one of the big guys that you want in your squad. Another guy of interest is going to be Katoni Staggs. And this one here, I think you can probably only select one of these 3 guys. So Staggs, Hamiso Tabuai Fido, and also Matty Dufty. So all at a similar price point, but $500 difference here. And all have the opportunity to get a 50 plus. So, up against the Cowboys for the Stags, Broncos for Hamiso. Both guys that have that boom or bust tendency. With Hammer, you've seen him get 235s, and that's pretty solid for him. But he has that opportunity to get a try or 2 against the Broncos, and I suppose you just got to work out if you think the Broncos are going to do well, and Katoni's finally needs some ball, because he didn't get enough last week. Averaging 21.6 is not good enough. So they both have that boom or bust tendency, and I think Dufty's going to be a little bit more consistent. But the worry here is up against the Manly boys, so just keep that in mind if you're looking at those 3 guys. The other one to look at, a little bit cheaper price point, is Herbie Farnworth. So he's come up with a really nice 61 last game. And up against the Cowboys this week, I can see him doing really well again. It depends which way they go. Obviously, they went left last time, but he's someone that goes and finds the ball. So he could be someone that, at 11,780 could get you a 50 or 60 and do really well for your squad. He also could come out and get a 20 odd. So just be aware of that with Herbie. And the last one to talk about in the outside backs is going to be Jason Saab. So coming in at 9K, he had an awesome season last year. And he's someone that up against the Dogs, if they have a field day, Manly, then he could pick up 2 or 3 tries and get you a 50 odd in that 9,000 bracket. So be aware of him. Someone like Murray Tuolangi is another one of slight interest, but he's going to be relying on tries to get you big points. So I'd probably think that Jason Saab is more of a chance of getting a double or a triple, for example, and helping you out so you can get a bunch of the more expensive guys, which we're going to go through in the halves and hookers section. So DCE comes in at 21,790. And if you look at his first 2 games, he's been awesome. A 71 and a 68. So he's someone that you can really get some consistency out of. The lows for him are going to be around that 50 mark, and the highs are going to be around that 100 mark. So if you think that he can dominate, and maybe you want to go a little bit safer than Tommy, then DCE is going to be your man. I suppose the question is, which guys are you going to go for? Which guy are you going to go for in this section? So I think Matty Burton is another one that's super exciting as an option for this game. So 50 in the first one and 62.5 in the second. Remember, guys, the kick meters are a real big one for Draftstars players here, and Burton is someone who kicks over 500 meters a game. So there's an easy 25 points there in base, and then he hasn't even scored a try or had many tries this yet. So he's someone that I think could do really well, albeit against the Manly boys. Just be aware of that. And the other one I'd be interested in this section is actually Adam Reynolds. So coming in with a nice 58.3 in his first game back. Again, someone that kicks for a lot of meters. Coming up against the Cowboys side, who obviously played well last week, but haven't been amazing and we don't think they're going to be amazing going forward. They are my team as well, so I'm saying that, not being biased. But Reynolds could do really well if you don't have enough cash to go to those guys. Obviously Burton's not too much more expensive, but can't go to DCE. Then I think Reynolds will do a great job for you. And our last section, our forward. So there's obviously 3 guys I'm looking at here as well. And the big dog's going to be Payne Haas. So 22,450. And you get him coming off a 78 and a 60. So again, very, very expensive. And if you feel like you want to go a little bit lighter in the outside backs, or maybe you're not going for DCE in the halves, then maybe Payne's your man. But just be aware he takes a big chunk of your salary, and maybe can you fit that in or not? I'm not exactly sure. But Payne Haas is that one there. And there's a few options in the mid-tier guys, like obviously Tavita Pangai there. But just remember, going off the 2021 scoring system, so he doesn't get 4 points for an offload, only the 2, and that's why he scored a little bit lower. Ola Kawatu had a really good game last one as well, 74. So he's someone in that mid-tier that would be decent as well. I'd be steering clear of someone like Lolo at the moment, Taumalolo. And then in the lighter category here, I think you've got guys like Paseka, who I think is a solid one. We'll get to his in a second. There he is at 9,000. So he comes in with 2 nice scores, a 36.8 and a 35.8. So if you're getting that at 9,000, I think that's really, really good. And our last one that we went past, and is my must-have for the week, he's already gotten a little bit more expensive, but a 52.5 and a 37.7. So I think he's someone off the bench that's going to continue to get bigger minutes for the Dogs. And the only worry for him would be the fact that if he's on the field and Manly are scoring a bunch of tries, that obviously reduces the amount of ball in play. So when the ball's in play, he's getting easily over a point a minute. So Maxi, really good option there, as well as Taniela Paseka. So they're the 3 guys in the forwards that I'd be looking at personally. If you didn't like any of those 3, then obviously you've got the mid-tier ones that I mentioned there. You can mix and match your squad around. But there you go, guys. That's the Draft Stars Sunday special, and we'll go through a bit of a review on all my selections tomorrow. But good luck in today's 2 games if you're playing them separately or you're playing them together in this format here. So I wish you all the best of luck, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's review video.